If you want to buy cheap Ultimate Team coins, go and check out MMOPO.com and use the discount code EGHD at the checkout to get yourself 8% off your order. So it's come to my attention that one of my videos I uploaded a little while ago started to get more views, and it's a video called All 23 Icons Removed from FIFA 20. So that's all the legends, or whatever you want to call them, icons, legends, that have been removed from the game, that were once in the game, that are no longer in it. If you missed that video, go check it out. We cover all the icons obviously, and we have a look at their card stats as well, and actually sort them into God tier, very good, usable, discard. I mean, some people disagreed with where I put those players, but obviously it's down to opinion. And on that video, guys, I had a few people say, I thought you was going to tell me why they were removed. I was thinking, that's a great idea. Like, why didn't I think of that? Obviously, there are some cards that we know about. Like, very recently, we had Van Basten, who was taken out of the game, but that was temporary. I think that he's now back in packs, back in the game on FIFA 20, and I think he will be going forwards into the future as well. So I think that will be the first player we cover. Let's have a look at why he was actually removed. So as you can see from my reliable sources, you can see that Van Basten was removed for his coverage on Fox Sports after making Nazi-related comments. And you can see this was published on the 6th of December as well, so obviously it's now in April and they have come to terms, and it's obviously something that he's made amends for. So he was caught saying a German phrase meaning Heil Victory, which carries a strong connotation with Nazi rallies, and it seems like straight away he realised he did something wrong and he actually apologised for his mistakes. He even said life is like football, sometimes you score, sometimes you miss, but if you miss does not mean that you are a bad person. Now if you play FIFA, you'll be aware that they put a message on the screen when you logged in saying, we are aware of the recent comments made by Marco van Basten, and we have an expectation that our commitment to equality and diversity is upheld across our game. As such, we will suspend Marco van Basten icon items from being available in packs, SBCs and FUT draft until further notice. But now his Prime Moments card is out. He is actually in packs. If you actually have a look on FUTBin, his Prime Moments card is out. As you can see, it's on the market right now. But his Prime card, on the other hand, there are none on the market on any platform, and it doesn't look like there has been any. So I expect that there is going to be no Prime Van Basten this year. The next player is going to be Romario, and I think I might have mentioned it in my previous videos. I mention it every time I drop his name. I packed the guy on, I think, FIFA 14 or FIFA 15. It was crazy. It was my first ever icon, and what a pack it was. I remember specifically that I packed Neymar and Romario in the same pack opening, which wasn't that many coins, probably like 300,000 or 400,000 coins or something. But obviously this guy was an absolute tank. 5-star skills, I think he had 99 finishing, and it's definitely a card that people would love to use in today's game. He would suit the meta so well. So why is he not in FIFA 20? So if you Google this, you'll find lots of people tweeting about it back in the day, but if you go to Wikipedia and go to Romario, you'll see on the 19th of February 2014, Romario announced he would run for the Brazilian Senate in 2014, and the decision was officially confirmed in June. Now on the 23rd of July, you can see EA officially tweeted, due to licensing restrictions, Romario will no longer be available in packs. Existing Romarios will remain in the game. Some people said it was to do with his political agenda against 2014 World Cup, denouncing the event as immersed in corruption and money laundering, but apparently it has nothing to do with that. It's because obviously he's related to politics, and once he gets himself into this, then he doesn't want his card to be in a video game. So unfortunately, the way I see it is we will never have a Romario in FIFA ever again. If you got to use him, you are a very, very lucky person. But I have a question for you. If he was in FIFA 20, how much would you pay for this card? Well, this would actually be his mid-icon, so there would be a Prime and a Prime Moment, so his card would be mental. He'd probably be just as good as Pele on FIFA 20, in my opinion anyway. Now, quite a lot of people were saying, why are there no American icons in FIFA 20? And it's a good point. Now, in previous years, we had legends, Lalas and Donovan, and we also had Weah as well, who some people thought were American. I mean, I knew he was Liberian, obviously. But no, the flags are very similar. A lot of people have been confused between like what Weah was nationality-wise. He's Liberian. Now, I think EA actually took these players out of the game because obviously every player costs money for their license, and the whole idea of icons and legends were to boost revenue for the game, to get people hyped about the game, and I just don't think that they brought enough hype to the game. So I think that's why they were removed. I tried finding out if there was any other reasons, but it seems like the American icons were just taken out because they just didn't really have a journey or a story linked to them to make them icons for, you know, FIFA 17 and the icons in the future, basically. On the topic of America, we're going to have a look at why George Weah was removed from the game. So if those of you that don't know, this guy was an absolute tank. He was so quick, so fast, had all the pace, had all the strength with it, and his shooting was insane as well. It's another player that we definitely miss in FIFA 20. He would definitely be a beast in FIFA 20. You know, it's not like some of these icons you can understand why they're not in the game, whereas Weah, we would love to have in the game. So why is he not in it? Well, similar to Romario, we're going to go onto Wikipedia, and again, it's political. As you can see, Weah was sworn in as president on the 22nd of January 2018, making him the 4th youngest serving president in Africa. Now, interestingly, it actually goes all the way back to 2005. So he has been involved in politics for a very long time. And I guess in some ways we were lucky to get even just one version of his card in FIFA, because obviously once he signed to become president, that meant that he obviously didn't want to be in a video game. I guess that's the rules. Now here is an icon which I just can't get my head around. Literally, this icon was crazy. He had literally the best haircut in the game. I mean, I think you guys know who I'm talking about already. It is Valderrama, and it's kind of like a gingery blonde afro, but it was humongous. And I was actually googling this as well, and some conspiracy theories come up about this card. So it is thought that Valderrama was actually removed from the game because his hair was so big that in game EA just couldn't keep up with it. They couldn't code the game. The afro was just humongous. It had absolutely nothing to do with his in-game stats because he was a beast in game. Everybody knows he was like the cheap Red Hullet that no one knew about. But on a real though, what were EA thinking giving Valderrama stats like that? 66 pace and like 26 defending. This card is supposed to bring a hype into the game. You're supposed to want to pack this guy, but obviously he's like the worst icon of all time pretty much. Well, I think he's the worst legend or icon of all time. You can let me know in the comment section, who do you think is the absolute worst? The most pointless. Nothing against them in real life, just how they actually play in the game. I think he was so awful. I mean, 85 passing as well. I mean, if that's supposed to be his standing out stat, that's a shocker. Now again, another player that we would love to have in FIFA 20 is this centre-back here, Beckenbauer. Now this isn't just a centre-back. If he had an icon card, there can definitely be a journey around his card, because apparently he played defensive midfielder at some points as well. I don't know if he played left back or right back. I actually don't really know enough about him, but he would definitely have an icon card if it wasn't for one thing, and that was, this page says that Beckenbauer plus 4 officials who have been charged deny any wrongdoing. If you scroll down, it says that Beckenbauer is being accused of paying Qatari FIFA executive Mohammed bin Hammam £8.4 million. So a lot of money, but this seems to be a period between like 2006, so this must be backdated. It must be an issue that's obviously taken years to develop and years to actually find out by whoever has found out about this wrongdoing. And it says the investigations have revealed that in summer 2002, Beckenbauer accepted a loan of 10 million Swiss francs in own name for his own account for Robert. I mean, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that bit, but this sum was used to fund various payments made by a Swiss law firm to a Qatari company belonging to this man, Mohammed bin Hammam. But it said that proceedings against Beckenbauer are continuing separately because he has health problems and it made it impossible to question him. So if anybody has any more info to put in on that, it would be great to hear if anyone's come to a conclusion about Beckenbauer. Was it resolved? Was he in the wrong? Is he going to be ever in FIFA again? We would love to know, so let us know in the comment section. I think this is obviously more for people that are maybe from Germany. This kind of information is going to, you know, stand out to you guys over us in England. But there are actually a few players in this list that have been removed that are actually, I think, would be very good for FIFA 20. The first player would be Brehme. So 89 pace, 86 defending, 86 physical, 82 passing and 75 dribbling. Apparently he would be probably 5-star weak foot. I don't know what he was when he was on the game, but I was reading up on him and apparently he's ambidextrous, so he could do anything with either foot. You wouldn't know if he was left footed, right footed. And the good thing about him that would make him a good icon is that he didn't just play as a left wing back. He moved around. I think he played a defensive midfield role at some point. So I wish they had this card in there, because obviously it would suit the whole FIFA 20 icon journey. What I imagine happened is, you know, they just didn't come to arrangements with the licensing or something, because it does cost a lot of money to sign these people, and they maybe had like budget limits and they had to like cut off a few people to be able to sign people like Ronaldo, Ronaldinho and all these other people that have been introduced to the game since. Also Effenberg. Now I had some complaints on my previous video, and I never used Effenberg, so I said, you know, I'd probably just put him in the discard section. Little bit harsh now looking at his stats, and especially as this would be the mid icon. If you think about all the icons in FIFA 20, they are all at least 85 rated, right? So if this is the mid icon, that means that the baby icon would have to be 84 rated. But what they would probably do to include this guy is make the baby 85 rated, make an 87 and then an 89 or something. But this card would be an actual beast because he has all but, well, he's kind of like a Rudhullet. He can do a little bit of everything, or Blanc. Kind of like between Blanc and Rudhullet. And again, it's another bloody German. There's loads of Germans on this game. Well, there used to be loads of Germans on this game. Of course, Laudrup as well was removed. Again, like some people are really, really silly. There used to be 2 Laudrups on the game. It was very confusing at the time because we had Brian Laudrup and Michael Laudrup. Now, I don't know if EA has a favourite. Maybe someone slipped some money to someone else, but obviously they removed one of them and kept the other one in. I guess it's to do with position changes because the current Laudrup that we have is a left wing and he also plays centre forward, I believe. So that's obviously good for this whole journey thing in FIFA. But like, he was supposed to be a really good goalkeeper as well. Like if he had a prime, it would be 89 or even 90 rated. And if he had a prime moments, you're looking at 92, 93. So again, it just must be licensing issues. Bierhoff, I mean, you can see why this guy's not included. I think EA kind of know now there's no point in releasing icons unless they have good stats. I mean, apart from Inzaghi, I don't know why Inzaghi's still in the game. I guess there has to be one player that's really bad, but Bierhoff is definitely one of those players that if you did pack him as an icon, you're kind of like, you're celebrating because you see the icon flag and then you're like, oh no. Jamie Carragher, I mean, in real life, obviously a very, very good centre-back, but in terms of FIFA, he wouldn't fit the meta at all. I mean, what would his prime moments card have? Maybe 70 pace. He might not even reach 70 pace. The same goes for De Boer as well. I know that he had a manager card in previous FIFAs. I don't know if he still has it. Let me know in the comments, because some of these players that are legends still have manager cards. Now, the Donovan as well, you know, his card actually looks okay. 87 pace, 84 shooting. He's got 4 stats actually above 80, so he would be okay. Robbie Fowler, apparently, I was looking at some of the posts that people were saying about Robbie Fowler. Apparently, he was one of the worst strikers you could get. I mean, so many English legends were removed from the game, him being one of them. Paulo Futre actually had some really good stats, 92 dribbling, 84 pace, 80 shooting. I think, you know, a prime and a prime moments would be quite tasty. Now, Lalas, he actually has a really decent card, you know, 78 pace, 84 defending, 86 physical. I remember people saying that he was like the cheaper Rio Ferdinand, and you can see why as well. He looks like a beast. Freddie Ljunberg, one of my favourite players as well from the Arsenal period. I actually dyed my hair pink with a strip down my head when I went to an Arsenal match. I loved him that much. But in FIFA, unfortunately, he is just no good. He's just no good. Neville as a right back, I mean, that's not, you know, 80 pace for a right back's not going to work. Unless you moved him to centre back, but then it's not his true position. So Pauleta as well, I mean, that looks okay, but this is why so many of them have been removed. You know, they need to be wow. They need to be wow players. David Seaman actually looks okay. I mean, again, doesn't have many periods of his career. That's kind of like a big journey for the icon cards to have 4 different versions of him. 78 diving though on an 88 rated card. That could cause some problems. Teddy Sheringham, again with that English legend curse. I mean, 72 dribbling on your striker. Imagine packing him. You would probably discard it, wouldn't you? You'd probably discard that one. Solskjaer as well, 86 rated. I mean, his card is kind of half usable for the first like week of the game coming out, but after that it's like you can just go and buy Timo Werner for like 10,000 coins or something. Suker 88 rated. Now this one is surprising. I guess it must be to do with licensing, but he has some really good stats. 86 dribbling, 86 shooting, 81 pace. His prime and prime moments would definitely be usable in FIFA 20, so I don't really know why they've removed him. So that is the reasons why some of these icons, these 23 icons and legends, have been removed from FIFA 20. I tried to go through everything I could through Google trying to find these reasons. We can only find a handful of them, and it seems like they removed the big players because of political reasons, or obviously some bad things linked to their name like Van Basten and Beckenbauer. But the other icons that you see in this list, the really low rated ones, they're just not good enough to be in FIFA, unfortunately. But let me know in the comments, guys, out of this whole list of players that didn't have a reason to be removed, which one, you had to pick one, which one would you bring back? For me, 100% it would be Brehme. Brehme would be sick. He'd be like Zambrotta. You could play him left back, you can play him right back, you can play him centre mid if you want. Like, he would be a really awesome card. So that would be my pick. Effenberg would probably be pretty close. But guys, let me know in the comment section which players you would love to see back in FIFA 20 from this list. Also guys, a couple of days ago, I made a video of FIFA 21 icons I want to be in FIFA 21. So make sure you go and check that video out. I'll leave it at the top of the description, or maybe it's suggested to you somewhere on the screen or on the side of your phone or whatever you're watching it on. But if you've enjoyed the video guys, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more of these videos, and I will catch you later. Bye bye.